Hey everybody, Dual666 here, back finally at the very end of the month with literally hours left of the month left. I'm going to squeeze it in, guys. We've got the horror movie collection update for May 2022, and as usual we got a pretty cool little stack going on here, a couple stacks, but you guys know how I like to get it going first. It's a little quiet right now, but the track will get a little louder in just a few minutes. But today's soundtrack is Sundowne. A track that one of my buddies, Kyle from Psychomantis, actually did. He did some vocals on the second track I'm gonna have playing today. So yeah, if you're into weird, doomy, sludgy, groovy, weird shit, Sundowne's pretty cool. You should definitely check them out. I'll have their social media stuff below as well. But yeah, with that said, cheers, you guys. No beer today. Just gonna have some water. But cheers anyways, guys. Alright, let's get right into it. First title we have here is an uncorked release. I've been finding lots of these, as you guys know if you've been watching. Lots of these at like Dollar Tree, and this is a pretty run-of-the-mill zombie film, but Uncorked is doing this stuff pretty well, I'd say, for the budgets that their films tend to have, or at least look like they have. But this is fine. This is a good zombie film as far as I'm concerned. It covers all angles, as far as the modern day flick would be concerned. So yeah, I thought it was worth checking out. Uncorked usually does good work. Okay, next up we have, this is another Uncorked release from 2018. I didn't even say the name of this one. They would say Anger of the Dead. Alright, I'll make sure to say the name on this one. We have Driven. This is more of a comedy horror sort of thing. It's much more low budget than even the other one that I just showed. Still, I thought it was charming enough. I had a good enough time with it, so yeah, like I said, more on the comedy side of things. Uncorked tends to do that, but this one is really like a comedy. So yeah, take that as you may, and interesting concept. So I thought it was worth checking out. Okay, yep, we're gonna get into some Scream Factory stuff here. This one doesn't have a sleeve, but we have Baba Yaga. I think this is a Russian film. It's made by the same people that made Mermaid, Lake of the Dead, which isn't really a mermaid film, but more of like some other type of Russian folklore sort of adaptation. Anyways, this is more of the same. Obviously a Russian legend that is being adapted for film, and I didn't think that it hit too well. Like, for me personally, I don't know, maybe it fell a little flat. I definitely want to give it another chance at some point, but I'm not going to say that it was bad by any means. So there's that, Baba Yaga. Excuse me, guys. Alright, and next up we have another Scream Factory. This one I thought was even less effective. I watched this a few times to really make sure that I wasn't missing anything, and Let's Scare Julie it didn't really have the goods as far as I was concerned. Definitely one of the worst, or at least just the driest Scream Factory releases that I've seen. So take that as you may. It did have really cool cover art, and it was $1, so it's not that big of a deal, huh? Alright, what do we got here? Another Scream Factory. This is the most recent Slumber Party Massacre entry. I think this is the remake. This wasn't bad. I heard a lot of bad about this, and there's lots of things that could have been changed, of course, but honestly, I didn't have a problem with this at all, and I look forward to watching all of them, this one included, in the future. I love to marathon those as is, so it's always cool to add another one. This shit is trying to make y'all listen to some Audio Slave. Fuck that. Whack. Get out of here. Nobody wants that shit. Oh, it's just gonna stay making me fucking do the tracks manually. YouTube is trash. Hello from YouTube. Anyways, next up we have here, this is a Shudder release through RLJE and Raven Banner. This one was a lot of fun. Pretty cheesy, you know, low budget still. But the Barge People, I thought, you know, it didn't pull any punches. I thought it was well enough, you know, brutal. And, yeah, I had fun with it. You know, you can't go wrong with a cheesy film that doesn't take itself serious. So, that one was fun. Another RLJE film from Fangoria. This one is, it says Panic here, but I think that was only to not cause such of a ruckus in the 99-cent store, because it is called Satanic Panic. And this is also more comedy-oriented, but it's like obviously about a coven, and you know, all sorts of wacky, extreme violence going on, and it's very much, you know, lots of comedic relief. I thought it was just okay, but I'll definitely be giving it another chance at some point. So there's another one. RLJE doesn't let down usually. All right. Got an A24 release here from 2016. We have The Monster. Usually these are really, really slow burny, but I thought that this one, you know, held its own pace-wise more than, you know, the typical A24 movie, and it ended up just being very, very, very good. Obviously, it is still slow burny. It's definitely, you know, you're still going to see a lot of your typical A24 tropes, but I liked it a lot, so yeah, one of the better pickups, contemporary pickups for this update. And we're going to keep it contemporary as we exit DVD for a moment into Blu-rays. We have Saint Maud, psychological thriller, character study sort of weirdness. I've given this a few tries, and it's kind of dry and strange, and I didn't really not like it. It's just that I guess I'm not quite getting it, so I don't think that it was bad by any means, though. You know, if you're into really slow, burny, metaphorical, psychological stuff, then, you know, I think this could definitely turn the key, but I don't know, it didn't get it for me. Alright, we got one here from the people that made Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer back in the 80s. We have The Harvest. This one, I feel like it sort of sputters out at the end. I definitely want to give it another try, though, but I thought, you know, it developed really well. Definitely really, really cool film, The Harvest, from IFC Midnight, and this is yet another Scream Factory Blu-ray. Okay, we have... Oh, wow, and yet another Scream Factory Blu-ray. We have American Gothic from 1988. This is a very weird, unconventional, almost psychodrama-ish slasher. You know, it's got all the typical slasher elements, but it's just a little strange and, you know, psycho-y. You know, like the characters, there's no mystery like a typical slasher. It's, you know, it's pretty clean-cut. You know what's going on. It's just wacky. But I liked it a lot. And, you know, I had been seeking this out for a long time. Finally nabbed this some time back, and I've watched it quite a few times, and it's growing on me more and more. So, yeah, definitely classic shit. You know, worth checking out. This is a really cool Synapse release. It's Just Desserts, The Making of Creepshow. I think this came out in like 2006 or something. When did this come out? 2007 it says here. Very in-depth documentary on the making, or, you know, the origins and then the making of Creepshow, and then the legacy thereafter. Tons of special features on here as well. I haven't even made it through a bunch of them, so yeah, this is very, very fun, though, if you're a big fan of Creepshow like I am. I grew up heavy on those first two films, and I even have love for the third one, so yeah, really, really cool to see this perspective of that film. Alright, last Blu-ray, we have a Vinegar Syndrome. It's Terror from 1978. This is one of my favorite, like, British supernatural giallo sort of films. Very, very colorful, you know, phantasmagoric, and I thought it was, like, decently acted for the period, and, you know, what I can only assume it was budgeted. So, yeah, I compare it fondly to, like, Suspiria. Obviously, it's nowhere near that good, but it's got elements of that. It's got slasher elements going on. it's got a lot of shit going on, and I think it's a very unique and pretty creepy ass film, and I definitely am very happy to finally upgrade to this Blu-ray, because the only way I've ever been able to watch it, the only reason I even know about it, is it's in some 16-pack of really, really schlocky bad movies, and it was like the only one that I really liked in that pack, so cool to finally have a singular copy and get to watch some extras finally. Vinegar Syndrome out here doing the Lord's work. Okay, these are always really fun to find. I, grew up trying to collect all of these midnight movies releases from MGM. This is a really awesome double feature, though I already had What's the Matter with Helen. I bought this mainly to get Whoever Slew Auntie Roo, but let's be honest, I would have bought it no matter what, because it's a, classic midnight movies release. Both of these are very strange, psychodrama-y sort of stuff. I don't know much else to say about them. They're akin to stuff like Bat Ronald and Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. Love it or hate it. I think these are both pretty damn good, though. They're both pretty wacky for sure, but I think they're worth checking out if you're into 70s horror. So there's that. Good stuff. Here's one I saw in theaters as a kid with my dad. We have Godzilla from 1997, I think. 98 it says on here. Really, really underrated film. I think it just didn't do well because it, really changed the image of Godzilla. But, I thought this was actually a pretty damn, fun monster movie. More similar to, Peter Jackson's King Kong, honestly. And, lots of comedic elements in here that you wouldn't find necessarily in your typical Godzilla film. So, yeah, I like this one. It's grown on me a lot over the years. Okay, we've got a pair here. We've got the original Rollerball from 1975. No, wait, no, sorry. It is 1975. And then the remake from 2002. I'll put them in order like that. Obviously, the 70s film is totally classic. It's bonkers as shit, obviously, and if you don't get it and you don't want to get it, you're probably not going to like it too much. The remake is more so like a really cheesy rebranding. It doesn't hold a lot of elements from the first film, true, and it's entertaining in its own right, but it's nothing like the original. I would say only pick it up if you really must see it. So yeah, fun acquisitions though. Alright, we have Campfire Tales again, but this time we have the 1991 film instead of the 97 film. This is also an anthology film starring Gunnar Hansen, the original Leatherface. But, really, really cheesy. Very similar to the 97 film, maybe just a slightly bit more, down to earth. I'm just going to discontinue the music because I don't want to fuck with that playlist anymore. But, yeah, I think this is a really fun, it even seems a little bit more closer to, late 80s in quality. But you can definitely tell that it comes from the 90s. The way it's shot, the way everyone's dressed, obviously. But this is fun. This is nostalgic. It's cheesy, but, I think it's worth picking up for anyone that grew up in that period. Alright, we've got a couple from TrashPalace.com. I think these are the first ones that I am going to review on this channel. I think they're the first ones that I watched, and, yeah, they finally getting featured. We have Killer's Moon from 1978. This is sort of a weird... a Clockwork Orange ripoff that it changes. It just takes a few visual aspects of that film and then just makes it more of a slasher film that's very similar, oddly, to Alone in the Dark from 1982, 4 years later. But this is more of honestly a psychodrama too, character study. You got 3 killers going, and there's all sorts of witty remarks, and it's fun. It's definitely, I think that it's slept on for sure, and there's some good kills in it as well. So, yeah, very happy to have that, and very happy to know about TrashPalace.com. And I don't know if either of these films are available anywhere else. I assume that this one is Body Count, but I will have Trash Palace's, URL, whatever, down below, so you can check the website out and browse the catalog. Maybe give them a call, give them some business. But anyways, on to this 80s slasher, Body Count. Obviously a total ripoff of the later Friday the 13th Paramount films. Very similar in style. The cinematography in this is fantastic. The acting is absolutely terrible all across the board, but you have some really, really fun kills, and, you know, is there really anything else you want from a slasher movie from 1986? It's like, it's formulaic perfection. So, yeah, had to pick it up. Like I said, Trash Palace is awesome, distributing all these really cool, obscure films. And speaking of obscure films, we have the American Genre Film Archive, plus Bleeding Skull's release of Blood Lake 1987. Yet another schlocky slasher. This is shot on video, so it is especially bad. You know, lots of rampant, problematic elements. Obviously, you know, I don't think you could never release anything like this. You know, in these days, but it's a charming, like, obviously, you know, shot on camcorder thing, you know, akin to something that, you know, a lot of people might have done with their friends, you know, in their teens. So it's fun. You know, there's not much here for slasher fans, honestly, so I would say it's only for, like, shot on video diehards, but I'm happy enough to own it. I had a bootleg of it for years, and I'm very happy to finally own an official copy that's got some extras too. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's gonna wrap it up. I want to get this uploaded, you know, before midnight, so it's still the month of May when you guys are potentially seeing this. But until then, I will hopefully see you guys in June with some other stuff. I know I keep telling you guys I'm going to try and be more active, but I've just been very busy, getting over being sick again. And yeah, I'm going to try, though. We'll see. I'm going to hopefully see you guys on the channel again more frequently in June. So take care, guys. Like I said, anything from this video should have something down below in the description. And if not, feel free to ask me about it in the comments. Take care. Keep on creeping, guys.